Hello everyone, this is Lying Figure, and we're back here playing Silent Hill 3 once again, and this is where we left off last time, which is in front of this unmarked door at the end of the second floor hallway that Leonard told us that he was in, so let's go ahead and go inside. And you can see it's some sort of strange rusted hallway. And these big grates are going to keep us from going certain directions, or they will let us go certain directions sometimes. Like right here. So as you can probably guess, this isn't exactly part of the hospital. This isn't really what the architects of the hospital really intended. So there's something magical and evil at play here. So we can't go that way, but it's a that way is just a wall, and we can't go this way. We came from this way, so let's try this way out. Can't go that way, so can't go that way either. So let's try and go this way, and now it will open up. Thank goodness. And another door here. So this is just kind of a big maze, honestly. And we'll end up locked in here. And all we can do is look at this giant symbol. This picture, this one doesn't make my head hurt when I look at it. But I know this one. It must be... What the hell? Was I daydreaming? No, it was more like watching a video in a dark room. But that nurse, I know her. Lisa, who was so heavenly towards me in that hellish hospital room. She did get a little weird though. And now the wall we were looking at is completely gone. So of course, if you remember in Silent Hill 1, that is the video that we were able to watch twice in the game, of Lisa being interviewed by Kaufman. And so that was a little snippet from it. Very strange. But the wall is gone now. Also very strange that Heather knows Lisa's name and who she is. And, there's a ladder here we can crawl up. And here on the wall here, it's really hard to read. But I believe it says, "What a wonderful world," and this has been said by the developers to be a reference to The Exorcist 3. And this guy right here is called Valtiel. He's the demon we talked about earlier, turning his little red valve as always. Very creepy guy. There's the bathtub we saw in the Hilltop Center, and here's a very strange sort of roasted nurse. Fukuro Lady is her name. But we can talk about her at some other time. So this ladder is a very famous little ladder scene, because it's a crawling up transition into the Otherworld hospital. Very creepy. I noticed that there's a heartbeat in the background, just like in the room we found in the underground passage. Again, an internal heartbeat of maybe it's with the maternal theme, the heart of the mother and the baby inside can hear it, or the heart of the baby inside. Very strange, but so now we can go through here. And it's very loud. I gotta turn it down. So there's some enemies here that are hard to see, but I'm gonna kill them. I'm not sure where they are. Oh. Are there just none here? That's very strange. Usually there's slurpers here. So as you can see on the wall, things are going a little bit crazy here in the Otherworld hospital. Here's a dead leeches all over the floor, and another body here. I doubt I need to check this out. I like to avoid touching this kind of thing if I can. Looks like there's a piece of meat or something on the ground that you can see underneath the stretcher there. So again, those are the bodies and the stretchers with the white cloth. Oh, now we can hear an enemy. Where is it? Where is it? There's a wheelchair in the center over there, I believe. Another body. Maybe it was carried. It's so loud. There's a stretcher sort of half shoved into the room. Maybe it was being carried in. Yeah, whatever's on top was being brought in here. So let's look at some of these rooms here. If we can even find the doors. They're pretty hard to see, I'll admit. Let's look at the map so we can see better. Okay. So there's 2 rooms over here we did not check out. Here we go. This one opens. And there's a safe symbol in here, and a hand. And some handgun bullets. The hand outside the window. So that's just pretty creepy. Doesn't really mean anything, it's just scary. And here's a nice save point for us to use. Now, just to point out, this is the 3rd floor of the hospital, and you'll remember that this is room S3, which is the room that Maria actually stays in Silent Hill 2. She lies down to rest in, and that would be the bed where she rests. So let's head back out here. And I'm really surprised there aren't lurkers here, but, you know, it's just very strange. There usually are. So all these doors are blocked except this one. We get a great camera angle of a bloody little bucket here. And we can walk forward and see, a hanging dead body. There's a dead body hanging from the ceiling. The blood dripping from it has totally filled the bucket set out below. Who would do this, and for what? It looks like a full-out bloodletting. Well, we're gonna need to come back here later. Again, notice the jacket and the jeans and everything. James's model, basically. Although the face is distorted and different. Locked. Oh, this one opens. Let's make sure we check this door on the right here. It's locked. Okay. So we can head through here. This room is very creepy. There's just a large something in the center, some tattered cloth and some heat distortion, and that's all this room is. And we can head through here. And here's some enemies for sure. Slurpers and nurses. Now the Slurpers in this Otherworld hospital are very heavily bloody and distorted. We unlock the door there. We can't take the stairs, unfortunately. Oh, can we check the storeroom? This room is very famous. I'll show you why. So you can look in the mirror there, and there's some stuff all over the room that we can't see on our side. But what's going on over here? All the disgusting stuff is going into the drain. It's coming out of the drain now. Oh, now we're getting covered in it. On that side of the mirror. It's oh my goodness. Oh, the heather over there stopped moving. And the room is getting absolutely covered in disgusting things. So we're going to, this is going nuts. We're going to leave the room. And, because you can see there in the bottom right, our health was being depleted by that room. And, yeah, Very famous room. When you think about it, 2003, made on the PS2, that effect that they did, incredible. Like coming through the drain, the mirror. Heather has a very strong fear of mirrors, for a reason we'll talk about. And we can go back inside, and it won't repeat itself. Looks like an ordinary mirror. And the effect won't repeat itself, but we can hear a slight heart-beating, grating thing in the background. Very cool room. I like this one a lot. But anyways, now there's nowhere else to go here. So we're gonna go ahead and take the elevator. And it's another one of these creepy, rusty elevators. And you'll see that there's now more floors. Basement 3, basement 2, basement 1, 1, 2, 3. So we're on 3. So we head down to 2. This hospital sequence is really out of sequence when you speedrun it, so I actually haven't played it normally in a while, so the lock is broken. Now this part, if you can see something here, some crying baby noises. So if you see something very clearly in here, please let me know in the comments. Please tell me what's going on in here. All I can see is there's some sort of figure in there that's banging around. You can see it from here. This is a good angle. There's rustling, there's banging, and the whole room looks like it's in a heat distortion. And you can see something there. Oh, I know what that is. That's the Fukuro Lady. It's the nurse. And what is that figure on the left here? Can you see that? Oh, that's Valtiel assaulting the figure on the left here. I've never been able to get a very clear view of that before. That's interesting. It looks like there's something's on the other side of the glass. It kind of looks like a person, but the smoky stuff makes it hard to tell for sure. Interesting, interesting. And there's the big smiling face in there with braces this time. Huh. Now when I say Fukuro Lady, what I mean by that is there's this one model that's only in this game a few times, and it's not an enemy, it's just a model that we see here and in the ladder hallway. Fukuro is a little art video that was made by the developers of the game, and it's a little art video, and it features Pyramid Head, it features the Fukuro Lady, I think Valtiel's in it. And it's just kind of very strange sexual themed stuff, and it's like 3 minutes long. It's pretty spooky and scary. You can look it up on Google if you want to watch it, but it's just very strange. And if you look in the back here, this is actually really hard to see, but this is the Light and the Future puzzle from Silent Hill 1, the big painting of it. It's very hard to see, but I'll show you a picture here. Of a cam hack that went in there and you can see it more clearly. Pretty cool. Anyways, we checked this room, yep. And we checked over here. And let's see if can we look in this room? Ah, famous room here. First let's grab this plastic bag and health drink out of the trash can. But there's a loud banging over here, what is that? Well, it's this famous thing, which it appears to be Valtiel, although the unofficial fan name is Monster in the Locker. And we can look at it. Something strange is cooped up in the locker. I think I'm safe, but I shouldn't get too close. Actually, the more I look at it, the more pitiful it seems, like a child locked up in there with no chance of escape. Essentially, this means it's symbolic of Alessa and how she was a child locked up with no escape in the cult and all the terrible stuff, banging around trying to escape and that kind of thing. Also, there's a bloodstained white robe hung up on the wall here. Does it mean anything? As far as I can gather, no, it doesn't. But just kind of odd. And there's a little handbag over here, paper bag with nothing but garbage inside. What exactly these two items are meant to mean, I'm not sure, but interesting anyways. But that's the monster in the locker for you. It is slightly different from Valtiel's model. It's a bit darker and different, but you can still see there's the one arm hanging down, which is what Valtiel always does. And once we walk back out here, there's more monsters, but that's very strange. This bloodstained locker appears to be ringing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Oh, I forgot your name.
Who are you?
Oh, okay, thanks. Happy birthday, dear. Who are you? Happy birthday to you. Happy 31st birthday.
Is this Leonard?
That's the murderer's name, not my name. I'm not your beloved Stanley either. He's underground now. His new name is Number 7. But don't worry about that now. It's time to celebrate your birthday.
You've got me mistaken for someone else. Today's not my...
I'm not mistaken. Today is your 24th birthday. And I have a present for you. Which do you prefer? To give pain or to receive it? You can have the one you hate the most. Happy birthday to you!
But you're wrong. It's not my birthday.
So that's a very interesting cutscene. Let's see what this... There's nothing coming from the receiver. Well, duh. This phone's not connected. But what about that phone call? So... Sorry, so... That's a very interesting little cutscene. This is usually referred to as the happy birthday caller, and... Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pass away. This is called the Happy Birthday Caller, and it's not credited as a role in the credits, so nobody knows who did the voice acting. But if I had to take a guess, it sounds very much like Vincent, Vincent Smith. That sounds like his voice actor did it. However, what it's generally thought to be is that that's not Vincent calling. It's the town itself, like the town's magic speaking to you, because at first he says it's your 31st birthday, and then he says it's your 24th birthday, and instead of saying your name, it says, "Who are you?" Right? Who are you? And it talks about the murderer, Leonard, and the beloved Stanley Coleman, the guy who's been stalking us with his notes. And very strange stuff. Says that Stanley's underground now, his name is Number 7. Just weird stuff like that. And, let me explain a little bit, which is that the 24th birthday thing refers to... Well, first he says, happy 31st birthday, which doesn't really make much sense, right? Except when you consider that at the time of the events of Silent Hill 1, Alessa was 14 years old. So when you take Alessa's age and you add that to Heather's age right now of 17, you get 31. And the 24th birthday refers to the fact that Cheryl, Harry's daughter, was 7 in the events of Silent Hill 1. And when you add that to 17, you get 24. So, for some reason, there's a combination of Cheryl and Alessa. Of course, in Silent Hill 1, Cheryl and Alessa's souls were added together and all that, and made a baby that was Heather that we learned about. So that's what it's referring to, is how Heather's kind of a put-together version of Cheryl and Alessa, and how she's the baby product of that. And that's something I wanted to say earlier, is that when we see the Lisa tape earlier, and she talks about Lisa, that's the woman who was so nice to me. Of course, the reason all of this is in Alessa's psyche and has Alessa's monsters and is like Silent Hill 1 is because Heather is half Alessa, which is, at this point, very obvious because of, the notes that we've read and Harry's note. That's why, basically, the town is entirely just like Silent Hill 1, is because Heather is Alessa and Heather is Cheryl, and they're combined, and that's why her psyche is doing all of this. It's also why the cult is pursuing me pursuing Heather and trying to get to her, is because she's Alessa, and they're still trying to pursue Alessa as a tool of the cult. What that's for, we're not sure just yet, but anyways, that's where the birthdays themselves comes from. Of course, the fact of saying, "Who are you?" is a representative of Heather's back and forth identity issues of, is she Cheryl, is she Alessa, is she just Heather, things like that. And that's, again, a lot of why there is duality imagery, why Heather is terrified of mirrors. She's terrified of mirrors because it feels like there's someone on the other side, because there's Alessa on the other side. And she's terrified of, the double heads, the dogs. They have 2 heads split down the middle. Or the first boss, the split worm, split down the middle. There's always this duality imagery because of, the duality of Heather's spirit, of Alessa and Cheryl, and how they come together to make her. And that's basically the the general theme of this game's symbolism, explained a bit more. But again, he says, "Who are you?" because of the conflict in her personality. Also, he says the murderer Leonard, and up to this point, we have no real reason to think of Leonard as evil, really. We're trying to find him right now. And when you think about it, if you remember earlier, the guy with the arm tattoo who used to solve the start time is my key, the clock puzzle, it makes sense that the note said he was killed at a suspicious angle with a fork. Or it ruled suicide, but a suspicious angle. Some implication that he killed him. Or in Stanley's diary, where the doll's all ripped up and he didn't even get to sign his name at the end, and he's talking about Leonard being a bad guy. Implication, of course, is that Stanley was killed by Leonard. So Leonard, not exactly an angel. But also, I wanted to say one more interesting thing. In the subway earlier, you can actually walk around and a phone will ring, and you can try and go answer it, but it will stop ringing by the time you get to it. And that's really nearby the shotgun that we found. And if you remember, the shotgun was in a birthday present box, and Heather mentions, "It looks like someone left a gift for me." So, of course, the happy birthday caller and the birthday gift, all this birthday symbolism, because it refers a lot to, Alessa, Cheryl, Heather, and one other thing that we're going to see. And tons of monsters here. Let's kill them. Where are they? They're there. Ooh. Slurper got me. Looks like there's one on each side. And where's this one? There he is. And I want to kill these guys so that I can show you this window, which you can see now is completely different, less smoke and everything, and now it's covered in blood. Whoever was here before is gone, so is that smoky stuff. What was that anyways? Yeah, cool stuff. So we can't go in here, but that's the second floor of the hospital for us. And I'm going to skip the first floor because as of right now it's not of use to us. There's things that we can do there, but they're not things we can do right now. We have to solve some other stuff first. So B1, B2, we already went to 3, we went to 2. I'm going to skip 1, B1, B2 broken. So all we can do is go to B3, the basement. The basement of the basement. Oof, my voice is getting a little bit sore. And here we'll find, a morgue with numbers all over. 8, 4, 5. Here's the dead body with 9 on it. There's more numbers over there. Now, I'm going to turn up the sound a bit so that you can hear this, and I'll be quiet so you can hear it. Very strange, isn't that? Well, if you remember, this is number 7, and Stanley, the beloved Stanley, is in the basement now, and his new name is number 7. And Leonard killed him, of course, so this is... that noise of the grunting and the noises was Stanley trying to desperately reach out to his last love, Heather. Poor Stanley. Now, there's a cremator over here. Let's look at this. Note, keypad. Bunch of numbers here. Nothing we can do just yet. But we can look on here and see. Some weird art. Excuse me. And a grid written here. And there's, see, at the top left it says 1, bottom right and then 1 to the left is 2, and so on. So we need to walk around this place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got it. Again, this puzzle doesn't even exist on easy when I speedrun the game, so this one is 1, and looks like the number is 1. So it's that one, and then this one. 1, 9, and then over here 197, Stanley. And top right is 2. 1972. And let's put that into the keypad here. Or the padlock. 1972. Excellent. And we can open this up. And inside there's a key. I got a cremated key. Excellent. So we'll have to say goodbye to Stanley. Bye, Stanley. This is actually the end of Stanley's story, is right here. Pretty sad. We'll miss Stanley. Now, before I go to floor 1, we're going to make a bold decision and go back to floor 3, because there's something that we need to do there. If you remember in the monster in the locker room, we grabbed a plastic bag, and we're going to need some blood. So we're going to run all the way back here, and we're going to use that plastic bag on the bucket of blood right here from this dripping dead body, and get some plastic bag, or get some blood. And we're gonna go, now we can go finally to the first floor. Now there's something, I was just thinking about this earlier, something sorry I can't speak, something that is pretty interesting about this game to me is that for a normal playthrough it actually takes longer than Silent Hill 2 does, but if you speedrun it, it actually takes less time. So that's pretty neat. Let's just make sure we check all these doors. But there's monsters over here. There's one. I can hear a nurse. And there's actually a big fence here, so we have to go around the other side. But there's a big loud noise there. That was pretty scary. And we can go in here and just see some things. So let's grab this ampoule. Dirty syringes. I'm not about to use them, that's for sure. Let's use the save icon here. 4 hours, 55 minutes. Not bad. And let's read this note on the table. There's a memo here on the chart. Dr. Midkiff. Please use extra caution with the patient in room 312. He should still have his religious freedom here in the hospital, but he shouldn't push his faith on others. I'm a victim too. Rumor has it he got here by stabbing someone over a religious dispute. Please be careful. R. Crosby. P.S. It looks like the rumor is true, according to the head nurse. I do think he's a good person, otherwise, though, easy to deal with. 312. This is, of course, referring to Leonard, and how he's religiously zealous. Stabbed someone over a dispute. But, yeah, let's see. Can go on here. This is the lobby we went in originally. It looks like there's just nothing in here. Sure enough. Can't go out the front door, so we're gonna have to go all the way around here. Shoot this revolver bitch dead. It's not even late, but I'm yawning. So let's go this way. Try out this door. And we can't keep going this way, actually. So the only place to go is... we can check out this room. There's some very loud sexual noises. Now, I'm actually going to come back here, but that loud nurse noise is gonna make it really hard to read this book I see on the ground. So, I use the cremated key for this door. So let's kill this bitch. Okay. So she's dead, and there's no other nurses in here. So we're gonna have to go through this door, but first let's go back and read that book we see on the ground there. And you'll see this is fenced off, so we can't go that way. And we're gonna read this book. The world is teeming with unnecessary people. It's God's decision that I fight. As a knight of honor, as a protector of the seal, I sacrifice myself to the blood of criminals. Who wrote this? Some twisted individual, eh? I see this and want to ask him. So you think you're one of the necessary ones, but it seems like I've heard this protector of the seal business somewhere before. If you remember, the seal is called the Seal of Metatron, and that's a symbol we see over and over in Silent Hill 1. But you'll recognize it when we get there. I'll show you a picture. And who wrote that? Some twisted individual? Well, we'll soon find out. Although, I'll just tell you. Because, as you can guess, stabbed someone over a religious dispute, you know, that's Leonard wrote it. Let's kill all these enemies. They're really annoying and loud. And we walked by something over here. It's very interesting. This only shows up if you take the happy birthday call, but you can see it says, "Happy first birthday." That's pretty creepy. Happy first birthday. What could that mean? Because Heather's 17, Alyssa's 14, Cheryl's 7. What does happy first birthday mean? We'll figure it out soon. So let's kill all the nurses in here. I think there's 3. Yeah. Ooh, that one almost got to me. I still don't understand the panting and the noises they make. Finally dead. So, there's something on the platform, but it's too thin to be a person. I don't think he'll go so far as to pull off the sheets and check. Yeah, what this is, I'm not really sure. Maybe a little kid? I have no clue. There's a bed with nothing on it, and another window, and some health drinks. Are these birthday presents? Well, I guess I shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Besides, if it didn't really need this stuff right now, he wouldn't have given it to me. That weirdo, I mean. Of course, referring to the health drinks. So, the town again leaving us things for our birthday. And now there's some very strange noises playing here. And I believe, is the inscription gone? Nope, still there. Anyways, all these doors are broken or locked, or we can't even interact, so we have to go all the way to this fourth door here. And there's this odd little room with a save symbol. Let's save it here. I saw that drawn on the dividing screens at the hospital, but this is different. Seems like it was drawn a long time ago, somehow. So, there's a little altar here, a big red demon picture right there, a little book. Let's read the book. The title is Lost Memories. One characteristic mentioned only in rare documents and dying out in the modern age is that of the ritual sacrifice. Offering prayers, pierce a man's chest with a copper stake, drench the altar in the blood which spouts red from the heart, to praise and to show loyalty unto God. In another sacrificial rite mentioned in the same book, the victim is burned alive. This was a more dignified ceremony in which prisoners and sinners were not allowed to participate. Only the clergy could be sacrificed. Similar to burning at the stake, no comparable rite can be found in religions practiced nearby. It may have some connection with the main deity being a sun god. Even though this religion extols redemption, it brings to mind a dark and cultish history. So a blood sacrifice is needed. There's a stretcher here, not just your usual stretcher. This is more like an altar of some sort. Lit candles, a knife, and is that blood I smell? Did they worship that picture, or something in the picture? And the picture vaguely resembles the incubus demon from Silent Hill 1. But we're gonna need a blood sacrifice, so we'll use this plastic bag with blood in it, and pour it on the altar. And now suddenly there is a ladder here with a blood trail draining and leading to it. Wasn't there before, but fair enough. Let's save the game before we go down there, because we're going to finally meet a friend. Whoa, I almost fell off. No, walk around. There we go.
Heather?
Yeah? Leonard, where are you?
Thank you. Now I can finally leave here. Now Claudia's ridiculous dream is over. Well, I guess it's time to dispose of her. The salvation of all mankind. Ha! Why must we reward even the unbelievers?
What are you talking about?
About our plans, of course. It's true that God is merciful, but first, one must be chosen. Only we, who hearken to the voice of God, will be given the keys to paradise. Don't you think so, Leonard?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and think whatever you want.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I don't think the way you guys do. I don't want any part of that kind of paradise.
You're an unbeliever. You deceived me.
I didn't deceive you. We were both just wrong about each other. I thought you were a normal person.
So you tried to trick me so you can run off with my seal, eh? Heretic! You plan to destroy God!
I told you I wasn't trying to trick anyone. What is this seal thing anyway?
Don't play innocent. You can't fool me anymore. The seal is mine! I was appointed by God to be its guardian! The only thing you'll get from me is a gruesome death.
Leonard? Is that you?
Death to all who turn their backs on God!
Is every person here a mental case? Well, I guess you're not a person anyway.
So I like that Heather is kind of unshocked at this point by Leonard's form. Now Leonard is pretty strong, he's a boss, but we're going to make quick work of him with our submachine gun. Now, let me turn over my sound a bit so I can talk to you. Leonard to me is very disturbing, just in the fact that he is like this, he just lives down here and seems kind of in touch with the town, and he just lives in this water pit and you know, just swims around and thinks about God, and he lives in this hellish little place, and it's very disturbing to me, just in general. Now there's some theories that Leonard is actually just a normal person and that Heather sees him like a monster because, you know, he's part of the cult. Maybe true, maybe not, although I kind of doubt it, you know, I think he's just a straight up monster. He does have very little symbolism, you know, like the water and everything, not really symbolic of much, except he does have big clawed hands, which are generally thought to be, because he's Claudia's dad, they're generally thought to be representative of him being abusive to her and beating her. So Leonard's a really shitty guy in general. We got him pretty good here. He only has like 2 attacks and he'll just swim around for a while. I think we kind of got him stun locked here, so I think I might kill him. I've never seen something like this before. Usually he will just swim away. Oh, wow. I also want to apologize if you could hear me in that cutscene. I thought I might have hit the wrong button and not muted myself. So my bad if that's true.
Leonard's not here anymore. I guess I should head back to the motel now. I hope Douglas is okay. Huh? What's this?
And there's the talisman with the seal of Metatron on it. And if you remember, we first saw the symbol in the school courtyard. It has an odd design on it. I got it when I defeated Leonard. It has the same design as the courtyard of the Midwich Elementary School in Silent Hill 1, and you see the symbol all over the place. But anyways, now we need to head back to the motel. We killed Leonard. Let's turn our flashlight on. And we're going to go ahead and run through here. And let's save our game before we do anything radical and leave the hospital. Let's save here, hospital office. So again, not much to say about Leonard. I've already explained everything. Very little symbolism, but kind of spooky boss. Anyways, that's probably a good place to end this episode, because we just finished the Otherworld hospital. Now we're gonna run back to the hotel and then move to the next sequence of the game. But anyways, again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day or night. I hope you're enjoying as much as I am. So, take care.